empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Talk, the podcast where we talk about everything and everything. Well, anything and everything, or everything and anything. There you go. Everything and everything. So, you guys, today we're definitely going to hit a very sensitive subject where we will be talking about mental health and life experiences. Today, I do have a guest. We both are friends, but we both share different, very different ideas about life, very different views when it comes to mental health and things like that. So, without further ado, we're definitely gonna get down into it, as I feel this is a subject which is not really much talked about. It's more swept under the rug. Um, we're gonna talk about mental health. All right. Mental health affects a lot of people. You understand? Mental health is something that we all definitely know somebody, if not within our personal lives, we know somebody somewhere within our own lives. So, with that being said, let me definitely introduce my first guest of the podcast. Um, you guys know him, Conflicted. What's going on,
Oh,
brother?
how's it going? I'm Conflicted Mind. Nice to be talking to you. And talking to everybody out there.
All right, awesome. I did really appreciate that. So, with that being said, you guys, now when we start talking about mental health, or when we start actually, before I actually even start talking about mental health, I want to make things kind of perfectly clear when it comes to this channel. This channel is basically to help everybody express their own views, their own ideas, their own beliefs. You know, there is no right, there is no wrong. You understand? Everybody has different ideas about things in general. You know, like for example, if with one day when we talk about aliens, some people don't believe in aliens, some people do. For example, like silly stuff like that. But today is more of a serious topic, which is mental health. So, um, when it comes to mental health, you guys, it's something not everybody is built to deal with. All right. Mental health can affect friends, family, everybody in various different ways. Um, and it's kind of sad because a lot of the time, people with mental health problems, at least over here in New York, I can't speak for any other state, but over here in New York, a lot of the people who have mental health problems, things like that, it gets swept underneath the rug. Now, what do I mean when I say swept underneath the rug? The government here, or I don't want to say government, but the people here in New York, they got money to repair bridges, money for for potholes, infrastructure stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what about the people who are on the streets who lost their job due to COVID? You know, there are people who actually developed a mental health uh, problem because of the COVID. You know, and then a lot of the times, at least over here in New York, they don't really address it like that. You know, imagine if you're working a regular 9 to 5, you've been doing it for like, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years. And then all of a sudden, COVID happens, and boom, that's it. A friend you knew 20 years passed away because he had COVID. Someone's mother, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, you know? And then they pass away because of COVID. And then what happens to the sole survivor? It's not easy to deal with. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, like, all right, I was born in a time where you really didn't see a lot of people that had mental health issues. It's just more now, ever since COVID, that you see a lot. And in New York, it doesn't help either because they released a lot of the people who have mental health issues back onto the street. They committed petty crimes and things like that. But these are the same people now who are committing not petty crimes, but bigger crimes. They're stabbing people for no reason, shooting people for no reason, robbing people for no reason, just because they have mental health issues. In New York, again, they sweep it underneath the rug. This is what I mean when I say they sweep it underneath the rug. You know, if you could pay your taxes, they care about you. If you don't can't pay your taxes, they don't really care about you too much. At least that's the information and the things that I'm seeing here on the streets. All right. Now, people again developed it through COVID. That's just one batch, I guess I would say. Some people were born with it. Some people developed it maybe because of school, traumatic things. You understand what I'm saying? So there's many reasons why people have mental health issues. But now, as a human being, as human beings, as species, hi, Winter, as beings and as human beings, should we as well do what we see, what the higher powers that be do, sweep it underneath the rug, or should we address it, try to help it as much as we can until we feel we can't help no more? You know, my philosophy in life is that I will try to help you as much as I can, but if I can't help you no more, then I can't help you no more. You know what I mean? There's only for everybody. There's only a certain amount of things that a person can ever do to help somebody, whether it be a friend, family. You know, maybe your friend might ask you for a favor, your family might ask you for a favor, and then these favors become too much, too much, too much. You know what I mean? And then you feel probably locked up, trapped, and all that stuff. I'm sorry. I was about to say I took a nap, and now my head feels alright. But then I dropped my phone on my face. Oh, I'm sorry, Winter. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that happened to you. Hopefully you don't get like a little lump, on your head. But so like in so as you guys very well know, I live in the Bronx. Um, in the Bronx, you have a lot of people that have mental health issues. And a lot of the time, I feel bad because they live in this place. I don't know. Will I get actually conflicted? Will I actually get in trouble if I say the name
Of?
of the facility where they have
I wouldn't mention it.
You wouldn't mention it?
No.
Well, there's a facility that's around the corner. It's a pretty well-known facility. I'll just say it starts with an F. I'll leave it at that. It's initial based. I'll leave it at that. But they have a lot of people there who have mental health issues, and the like I think the government only helps them out. Like they help them out with a place to live, but in the long run, they only got about $80 to their name in their pocket because the government is paying for them for food. Like the facility, they would give them food. Um, yeah, thanks, Winter. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna mention the place, but the facility, they give them food. They give them a place to live, and then after all that, the people who have mental health issues, they only got $80 for themselves. So that would be like for maybe outside food, but they do provide them with clothing too. But the problem is that this is all what they say, on paper. But there is actually somebody I know who lives in that facility who he has mental health issues, but he's not I would say he's not like, let's say, like high risk of hurting somebody. He's actually okay, meaning like he had like I'm not gonna give out too much of the info, but we can talk and have a conversation, and he will remember the conversation, and he will not, forget the conversation, things like that. You know what I mean? He's all right. While there's others who actually, they have mental health issues, and I feel so bad because they're out there in the corner. summer, all the seasons, they're out there asking for some change so they could buy some cigarettes, so they can get themselves some sandwiches. Because why? What the guy told me is because the $80 isn't enough. Like you figure, even though you got free room and board, even though they give you clothing, they may provide you with food. But the guy told me that the food there sometimes be rotten. There was a time they found maggots in there, and it's like, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to eat? You know what I mean? So we have to use our money to go get food outside. And is $80 really gonna um last for anybody? Like, I don't know. Maybe I should try to do an experiment on that. Like, can I survive on $80 a fucking month? I don't fucking think so. Me personally, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't think so. Like, that's pretty freaking tough. You know. So then when they complain and stuff like that, what happens is that those facilities, they will threaten you. Listen, you got to stop complaining. Don't make no formal complaint before we kick you out. No one's going to believe you. They're going to believe us. And this is what the guy is telling me. All right? So it's kind of like, damn, it's so much, like, these people, they pocket money from the government, and it's supposed to be used to help the people, but they pocket it, so they're helping more of themselves than the people who actually need it. You know? It lasts for me, but then again, I just having the same thing. I just like having the same thing over and over. Well, but you see, here's the thing, Winter. A lot of people, though, see, let's say if it's for food. Over here, for a Philly cheesesteak on a Hero costs $7 now. On a Hero, it costs $7. All right. Oh, and also those facilities, they don't have no stoves and stuff like that, so it's not like they could go out food shopping and buy themselves something. There's no fridge in there. There's nothing. There's nothing. You think a person with mental health issues should be medicated if it's only beneficial. That's my personal opinion. If it's only beneficial. Now, let's pretend if you have somebody that is going buck wild out on the streets because they're not medicated, and then they're calm, and then they're normal when they're medicated. Yeah, I feel they should be medicated, because if they're not medicated and they're going buck wild on the streets, they could either hurt somebody or get themselves killed or hurt. Like, not everybody is oh, so for example, in the Bronx, all right, there's a certain part, it's called Jerome Avenue, all right, in the Bronx. There's a lot of people there on the corner who have mental health issues. They're not having their medication, so they acting all buck wild on the corner, on the streets next to the fucking post office. All right, all the time. I pass through there when I gotta deliver mail. I don't really give a freak. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? They don't bother me. I don't bother them. But there was this one dude. I never seen him before, right? You could tell he definitely has mental health issues. Why? My man stopped in the middle of the street, telling the bus, "You shall not pass," on Jerome Avenue. And I'm like, oh, well, hey, he's the fucking man right now, because the bus really is not passing him right now. The bus really is not moving. You know what I mean? I can't be like, like, it's not right. Like, a lot of people, they were looking at it, they were vlogging it, they were like, laughing at the guy. You know what I'm saying? For me, there was if I could help people, I would, but my capabilities as a human being is so limited to helping people, because you never know if somebody that has mental health issues might just lash out and might try to hurt you. I mean, let's keep it real, people. This is real talk. Like, all right, let me put you guys in a freaking scenario. Chris, conflicted. Let me put you in a scenario, all right? Let's pretend if you see somebody that has a mental health issue, right? You're not bothering him, you're just walking, minding your own business. Now let's pretend you can tell he's going buck wild, right?
Right,
on
right.
the streets. Sometimes you would see people screaming at people for no
Right.
reason. Ah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously you could tell they have mental health issues, right?
Right.
So, what would you do if you come across a person exactly like what I'm describing? He's shirtless. It smells like he hasn't taken a bath in a very long time. He got shit all over his hand, and then now he got like a plastic fork talking about he gonna stab you.
What would I do at the moment?
I mean, how would you feel and what would you do?
First, I would see the guy a mile away, so I wouldn't go anywhere near him. Especially if he's shouting, waving, and all that. I would purposely just turn around or detour myself, just get away from that guy. I would never be in that situation.
You said what? You would never be in that situation?
No,
How
I
would
never.
you?
I would never try to be.
Yeah,
If I can see it
okay,
and
but,
hear
but
it.
I'm putting you in that situation.
Yeah.
What would you do? The guy's in front of you, all that, and he got a plastic fork talking about I'm gonna stab you. What
Well,
would you do? As a human being, what would you do?
try to get
Honestly.
away. Definitely try to get away.
Okay, now let's pretend you try to get away because this is exactly what happened. The guy, so he was on the left side of the street, so the guy tried to go to the right side. Like yo, what the guy said was like, que loco. You know what I mean? And then he went the other way.
Hmm.
That he tried to go to the right side. The guy was bothering him on the left. Then he went, he tried to avoid him, go to the right side.
Right.
But then the guy who has mental health issues, he went to the right side and started still fucking with the guy with the knife. Now he's putting the plastic knife like he's like you feel he's putting the plastic knife or about to put it close to you. What would you do?
Fight him off.
Fight him off?
Yeah.
You would fight him off, right? You'd probably hit him,
Yeah.
knock him out. What would
You're
you
right.
do? Tell me.
Fight him off. If he's getting close to me and I have no way of avoiding him, I would have to fight him off.
Right. So this is what happened. Exactly that scenario. I mean, even for me, if you're putting anything, I don't know you, you're putting anything trying to be close to my neck, of course I'm gonna I'm gonna hurt you.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna hurt you. I don't know you. But see, this is the Bronx, New York way. This is one thing you gotta understand though.
Right.
You cannot do stuff like that in the Bronx because you get fucked up. And what happened? The guy, he got fucked up so fucking bad. But see, here's the problem with the victim, if you will. I guess I don't know who would you call the victim here in this situation though? You see, now that's the mind blower of it all. Do you see the person with a mental health issue the victim, or do you see the guy he was fucking with the victim? Because there's a reason why I'm asking you this. There's a real reason why I'm asking you this. Because I stood to the end. I needed to see what was going to happen. Because I was waiting by the post office. They were next to the post office when this happened. I got to deliver my mail. It's New York. Shit happens. We just we just don't get involved because you just don't know what the next person might have. So tell me.
Well, how do I put this?
Who you think is the victim? You think the person with the mental health is a victim, or do you think the person he was fucking with was the victim?
He's a victim until he started attacking someone physically.
I'm
Now
sorry.
he's a victim. He was a victim until he started attacking someone physically. Then he's become an assailant. But technically, he broke the law. He needed to get put down or fought off.
So you see, so that exact thing pretty much happened. Eventually, what happened was the person who did. So the person, okay, just to make it simple, the person who had mental health issues was person A. The other person was person B. So person B messed up person A really bad, where he was knocked out unconscious. He did a citizen's arrest, called the cops, and the cops came. The cops, well, the guy told the cops the situation, and there was a lot of people. Now they want to fucking talk. Now they're like, oh, yeah, that guy, he was, going crazy. But meanwhile, why didn't you call the cops in the first place, right? Oh, because it's New York. You see shit like that happen. Until it happens to you, that's when you want to call the cops. That's how it works over here. All right, that's number one. Let's be clear over here. In New York, it's really dog eat dog. But anyway, that's another topic. That's another that's another episode. But anyway, so the cops came and they arrested the person with the mental health issue, right? Because this is what happened. So the person regained consciousness, right? But then he was still going wild. Ah, you know what I mean? He was still doing that. Ah, going up to the cop's face, and he was trying to do the same thing with the plastic knife. You know what I mean? He picked it up from the floor, he got it, and he was trying to go for the cops. So the cops, they took him down hard. Like his the side of his face slammed onto the fucking floor of concrete, dude. That you heard the thunk. You heard that shit. Like you heard it and you felt the vibration on your fucking foot. You understand what I'm saying? Like that shit hurt. All right? So that now all of a sudden people are like, yo, what you doing? He got mental health. Yo, you know what you doing? Why you being rough with him? Now I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. You were against him. Now when the cops are doing this, you're against the cops. That you're with, people. That's the problem with people here. You know what I mean? They care when they want. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't feel that the cops should have did that type of slam as well. I don't agree with that. But then you gotta understand. You don't pull anything to a cop's knife. You do not pull anything to an NYPD officer. They don't play that shit over here. They don't give a fuck if you got mental illness or not. They will fuck you up. Because you gotta figure their life is on the line. They want to go back home. Their job is not easy. They get paid shit money to protect people who don't really care about them, which is pretty sad. They only care about them when they need them. They don't care about them to understand the fact that the presence of cops is protection, because you're not really going to have a crime going on if there's like a paddy wagon, or those big street lights that they post up at night to make sure everybody knows, yo, it's bright, we can see y'all. You know what I mean? Like, we can see everything. But yeah, man. So, what do you guys think? Let me know, people in chat. What do you guys think? Who you think was the victim? Because I have a response for that one. Do you think the guy with mental health was the victim, or do you think the person who was being threatened was the victim? Let me read the chat right now. Yeah, it depends. Some people don't need it. Others would really benefit from it, though. That's true. He's the gatekeeper. Can't they report the place? Well, over here, snitches get stitches, Julius. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, but you also can't immediately report if he's already endangered. I'd assume the person getting harassed, even if it's for mental health issues. Hi, Suzuki, everyone. Hi, Boom. Hello. Well, welcome to Real Talk, Pilot. There's no point in trying to talk to an individual if they already reached the point of harming someone. If they are a threat, treat them like a threat. Now you see, Winter, I could agree with that. Because at the ending of the day, you don't know who this person is, and you're going to defend yourself, right? So, in my personal opinion, I feel that the person with the mental health issue is the real victim, because he was out on the street. He wasn't in a proper facility. I mean, shouldn't like, the high officials, like, might kind of sound bad, but like keep tab, on people who are at high risk of harming others and things like that. Like, keep a tab on them. Make sure like they're in a good place. Like really. See, here's the thing that grinds my gears, especially when it comes to New York. All right, they put a lot of the people who have mental health issues in just these facilities. They just drug them up, feed them. They eat. They don't. You know what I mean? They clean themselves. They do. They don't. It's like nobody cares. And that's the fucking problem. Nobody fucking cares. I understand for parents, for family, for friends, it's hard to deal with your own life issues and try to deal with someone else's life issues. You know, like unless you're applying to be a saint, I get it. But everybody's too busy for that. Not everybody. There's a lot of people too busy for that. You know, like in in my stream, I try to promote positivity, bring morale. Why? Because I see shit like this. You don't understand the shit that I see. If you guys only knew the shit that I saw, the things that I went through as a kid, the things that I went through as a teen, the things that I went through coming back from my long vacation from China. Yeah, I lived in China for 4 years, by the way, you guys. That's a whole. That's another thing. But yeah, it's it really bothers me to see all this negative shit happening. People just doing their jobs just to get paid, but not having the role for which they are paid for. Like for example, in the Bronx, I can tell you a lot about the Bronx because I pretty much seen it all. All right, you think it's easy for an Asian to actually grow up in the Bronx and be treated by nurses and doctors in the Bronx? You'd be surprised how many racist doctors and nurses you'd actually find. It's not the easiest thing to feel and see growing up. That's why I hate racism with a fucking passion. Didn't make me feel pretty good. That's something you guys didn't know. There's a lot of life experiences that I went through, you guys, that maybe we'll touch base on a little bit today, but I feel that should be for another type of podcast, maybe. We all could discuss about our life experiences and what we went through growing up and stuff like that. You know, I'm already using way too much energy keeping myself sane. I'll help others, yes, but only to a certain degree. Hey, that's fair. That's fair, Winter. That's fair. People, a lot of the time, want change when something bad happens, but they don't do anything to prevent it from happening in the first place. So, Julius, that part is true. Now, what would somebody do, though? Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's pretend you try to help somebody who has mental health issues, but then that person doesn't listen to your advice and, you know, and is your friend. I mean, what would you guys do? You know what I mean? That's when it becomes more difficult because as a human being, it pains me to see a friend, family, anybody that I know that may be going through mental health issues. You know, but again, there's only so much that I could do, right? But what would you do if the person doesn't listen though, Julius? If the person doesn't listen to try to prevent it from happening, what do you do as a friend, as a human being? How would you handle that, you know? Let me ask you that question in return. But before we get to you, conflicted, how would you deal with that, man?
I'm mostly in the family. If it's not your problem, don't make it my problem. If it becomes my problem, I deal with it quickly and cheaply.
What do you mean? Explain yourself. I don't understand.
I would love to have all the resources to help those who need mental health, but like, where we're gonna get the money from? It's cheaper just to keep them fed, have them sheltered for a night, and then off during the daytime. There's not enough money in the world able to help right now for them.
Right. That part is true. I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's
Which
better. It's better if we put that money. If we can put any money, more mental health in the education system, so that way we can at least prevent the next generation of mental health issues.
let me see. Winter wrote, true. I think people are scared of change. A lot of people are afraid of change. That is without a doubt true. You can't help someone who doesn't want the help in the first place. Just let them know that you're always here and ask what they need from you and provide that. Wait for them to make the first move. That's always true. You can always definitely do that, Winter, without a doubt. You know, that's true. And to what Conflicted said, you know, there's a lot of people who feel that way too. You know what I mean? Don't get involved. It's not your business. You know, but I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I totally understand. Like, I totally understand when it comes to, like, alright, for example, if you got somebody that has a 9 to 5 job, got kids, got family, got bills to pay, got things to do, barely has time to do the thing he or she would like to do, a hobby or something like that, and they gotta help somebody, that's also mentally draining for the person helping. You know what I mean? That's something that sometimes people don't see as well. You know, like for example, Conflicted. I would try, like, let's pretend if something was to happen where you would have like a mental breakdown, because things like that happen. You know, mental breakdowns sometimes is the start to a mental health thing, all right? I have seen people that I knew, they just had a mental breakdown and they were just never the fucking same after that, and that shit broke my fucking heart. You know how many people that I actually knew, like as a kid, they were already older. Then, when you get older, you see them get super older, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, maybe like let's say their wife passes, or if their mom passes, or their father passes, or something happens to their cousin that they were close with, or to their sister, anything, and then they have a mental breakdown, and then that's it. They just break, they just snap. They're just not the fucking same no more. There have been people that I know that went and got sent to a mental, well, what did they call it? Not a mental health facility. Mental health facility, right? That's what they call
Mental
it.
institute.
Yeah, an institute. They ended up there. 3 people I know ended up there. You know? You know what it's like trying to go visit and then understanding that they might not know who you are, and then you see their whole body. Let's say if they were stocky, right? Let's say they were stocky, they were all about working out. They had 6 packs, they were just working out the gym, and then something happens in their family and they just have like a mental snap, and that's it. They end up in a fucking mental institute, and then now they're skinny. You ever seen, what was that movie, American Psycho, with Christian Bale?
I know of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, yo, he lost all that fucking weight. That wasn't fucking CGI. That was him. He lost all that fucking weight. 50 Cent, he did a movie too, where he lost a lot of fucking weight, because I think he played a crackhead or something like that. He played a drug addict or something like that. I forgot the name of the movie, But imagine seeing somebody like that, and then it's like, yo, that shit breaks your fucking heart. Like, yo, it's like a piece of me died. Like, you know? But then what happens? They get locked up in a padded room. They get drugged up to the point of where they're sleeping majority of their life away. They get fed through a tube. There's like a tube that connects like through the stomach and shit, and they just put the food there. You know what I'm saying? Just so they have something in their fucking stomach. And then they might take a shit on themselves, and then the whole room smelling like shit, but they're not cleaning them for like 2-3 days, and they can't fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, you don't fucking understand. I seen shit in my fucking life that that there's no going back from. You understand? But anyway, It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You don't want to see people like that, in real life, or you don't want to see people like that maybe you never met in real life end up like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit like not only breaks your heart, but that shit takes like a piece of your fucking humanity and soul, man. That is some gruesome shit. Like then you'll see like, yo, man, I used to hang out with this person. We used to kick it. You know, or how about this? Picture this. Imagine somebody you used to grow up with. You know what I'm saying? He was your very first friend as a kid. You know, um, let's say if he had autism on certain things. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but there were certain things where like let's say like a cat, he would just be scared, scream, and just run the fuck away. You know what I mean? But as a kid, I still hung out with him. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. As a kid, so what? We'll just stay away from fucking cats. You know what I'm saying? We'll just stay in the house. I got no cat in my house. Just stay in my house. Just play video games. That's it. And that's why I also like gaming, because the gaming has a lot of influences in my life that you guys don't understand. Sometimes as a kid, growing up, like, being teased just because I was Asian. People doing the slanted chinky eye and stuff like that, saying like old school ching chong makahaya and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Growing up through that wasn't easy. So a lot of the time, I fucking kicked them in the nuts. What else can I fucking do? They knew me for kicking people in the nuts. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing, but I don't tolerate that shit. It boiled something inside my blood, dude. You know what I mean? To the point of where it's like, nah, fuck that shit. And then to see this shit come back, like with all this Asian hate, right? Listen, that's a whole different topic. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. But and the whole point of that, what I'm trying to say, is that causes mental health issues. Like, let's say with the Asian community, right? They weren't being bothered, right, until the COVID. All right? When the COVID happened, they got blamed. The Chinese people got blamed for COVID, or some people misinterpreted what somebody was saying. All right? And then they just figured, you know what? It's their fault. Let's fuck them up. Did you know that in fucking Chinatown, they burned our fucking Museum of History in fucking Chinatown? A lot of fucking documents, a lot of fucking old school files, pictures of shit from the Chinese community is gone. So now they moved it to like the Asian museum, uh, somewhere in Manhattan. They moved it, and there was like thousands of letters and articles and all that shit gone, and that was hate. That was due to fucking hate, you know. But that causes mental health issues too. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like seeing that shit happen, and then my son having to see that, and then him questioning me the same fucking question that I asked my father. Like, why do they hate us? Like, what did we do? That's what the fuck I had to grow up with. Questioning my father that question, and then when my son, this is something you guys don't know, but when my son told me that, that shit broke my heart, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. You gotta learn how to fucking fight. So if anybody freaking says something that you don't fucking like, racist wise, you let them know how fucking bad that shit hurt you. You don't have to stand for that shit. Nobody ever does. Nobody has the right to put anybody fucking down to make them feel like they're fucking special. No one has the right to try to make someone feel like shit just so they can feel better. You know what that does to the person who you're doing that to? That causes a mental health issue. People don't understand that people's actions have consequences. You know? As a kid, if you do something to a kid, he's going to remember that to when he grows up and gets old, and you better hope he doesn't grow up with hate in his heart because of your actions as a kid, as a teen, as an adult. You know what I mean? But what is your take? I'm sorry, you guys. I will get in the chat right now. I will read. I am so sorry. I was just again getting down deep in talk. Hey, Real Talk Podcast. This is what we're all about, man. We talk about everything and anything. Um la 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 la. People a lot of time want to change. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I read that already. Hey, boom. Oh. That's when you need professionals to get involved. Julius, that is absolutely true. That's when you need professionals to get involved. I agree with that. But how much of the time the professionals, quote unquote professionals, when you go to them, like right, they just really don't listen and they just prescribe you meds. And it's like, all right, time is fucking up. I don't get paid over for your fucking time. Your health insurance doesn't cover 5 minutes over. I don't really feel like there's a lot of people who don't. Again, there's a lot of people who have a job that don't fit the role. This is what I mean too, and then this makes their patient have mental health issues. This is what I'm talking about. Mental health issues doesn't mean something you have to be born with. It could be something that traumatic happened to you, something you experienced in life that fucks your head up in such a way where it's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate to say, but it's like, yo, if, for example, all right. You guys I already told you the story about the nurses being racist towards me, and stuff like that. As a teenager, right, I had fractured my shin bone playing tackle football on concrete. This is how we used to play. All right, back in the day, we used to play stick ball and we used to play football, tackle football on concrete. This is what used to make Bronx kids hard. All right, this is what used to make us fucking tough. You get tackled to the floor, you don't cry about it. You just remember who the fuck did that shit to you, and you tackle his ass to the fucking car. That's how you fucking do it. That's street football right there. That's what that was all about. But anyway, so I fractured my shin bone, and so I went to a hospital, and I remember the nurse saying, "Wait, what is he? Is he Mexican? Is he Samoan? What is this kid? I think he's Chinese. Chinese. Meanwhile, I am Chinese, but I'm also part Filipino, right? It was written there, but they just read Chinese. It's Chinese slash Filipino on the chart, but they just wrote Chinese. So anyway, so I'm apparently Chinese, right? 100% Chinese in this hospital, right? I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but when I ask for water, I don't expect hot water. They gave me fucking hot water, and I complained about it, and then they were like, okay, so in the hospital they give you like a little pitcher with ice chips or whatever the fuck they used to call it. Oh, if it's too hot, put your ice in there. And I'm like, yo, alright, whatever, fuck it. I'm not gonna fucking argue with you. I'm fucking incapacitated. I can't get off this fucking bed. I got fucking surgery in 3 fucking days. 3 fucking days. My fucking leg was so fucking swollen. 3 fucking days I had to wait for my surgery. Meanwhile, there was there was another person who was there, not gonna say the race, but there was another person who was there, fractured. Same shit. His fucking leg. Same shit, same right one. He just got in there, the same room that I was in. He got seen by the same fucking doctor that operated on me that day. I had to wait still some days. I had to deal with shit like that. You don't understand. Growing at a certain time period, people. I mean, racism hasn't really gone down ever. It's just been kept well hidden. It's just that, you know, again, people know how to hide it. And then again, what does that do? That makes mental health problems. People's actions. Like, if you walk up to somebody, right? Or okay, here we go. Let me put you guys in a scenario. Let's pretend you're coming home from Chinatown as a kid with your father, and you have these grocery bags that has Chinese symbols on it because you obviously went to a Chinese supermarket or something like that. And then you have kids in the neighborhood saying, like, what is that? Is that cockroaches? Is that crickets? I guess they were thinking about Thailand or something like that. And then they were laughing and gigging about it, you know? And then I'm looking at my pops and wondering, like, why does he tolerate it? Because for me as a kid, I don't, this is what I'm talking about. As a kid, it kind of fucked up my head because I wanted to fuck those kids up. But my pops said, just leave it be. They just don't understand. People who don't understand stuff, they like to make fun of it or are afraid of it. They put judgment on stuff that things that they don't know. And I'm like, listen, man, I still want to fuck them up. I want to fight them. That's what I said as a kid. I want to fight them. I want to hit them. I want to punch them. I don't like how they made me feel. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has something traumatic in their, hopefully I'm wrong about that. But a lot of people have stuff that traumatic happened to them as a kid that transition and keeps on going while they're an adult. Mental health issue, it could happen to everybody and anybody you know. Some people suffer from depression. You know what I mean? Like, I remember what it was like going through depression. I'm not going to talk about it, but I remember what it was like going through depression. That shit was not fucking easy. That's when I went through my goth stage. I still have my trench coat, by the way, which I still cherish till this day. And it fits me big. I was a big kid, right? And that shit, it's like a blanket on me right now, dude. Oh, shit. I tried that shit the other day, conflicted,
Mm-hmm.
my trench coat. And dude, I was able to pull it out like this, like all the way out, like extend your arms and just pull
Oh,
it out. And I'm
wow.
like, bro, was I really that big? And I'm asking, my mom, like, yo, mom, was I really this big? She dead looked at me in the face, was like, yeah, you were a big boy. And I'm like, damn, I lost a lot of fucking weight. Anyway, but yeah, but there's a lot of people who don't need medication and know how to handle it. Some people find it through meditation, through martial arts, to deal with their problems. And some people, they can't deal with it that way, so medication will be the next best thing. But let me continue reading the chat. I'm sorry, I kind of uh, went from saying what Julius was saying. Yeah, that's where you need professionals. I was just pretty much agreeing with that. There's this morbid story I read where a family neglected clear signs of their son's mental health in jeopardy and didn't do anything for him. Sometimes you got parents like that, you know? But then I can't pass judgment on the parents either, Winter, because you never know how long they had to deal with it. Now, okay, now when I say deal with it, that sounds pretty horrible, but this is how sometimes parents actually think. And that's fucked up, but it's true. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got, anyway, that's a whole different subject. Mm.
Many layers to a subject.
Listen, look, there's a lot. Like, I'm just gonna say this one thing. It gets me pissed off when I hear stories about, like, kids getting killed by their parents. Meanwhile, you got people who want to have a kid just to love them. And then you have somebody that has the ability to love their kid but kill them. That shit does not resonate with my head. But that's another form of mental health, right? Something happened. Again, when somebody snaps, you never know what's possible. A normal person could snap. You, everybody in life, in my opinion, has a snapping point. You just you just gotta find the wrong person to push all the right buttons, man. But when you see somebody or know somebody that could even push just one button, you already know that they're gonna try to push the others. People like that, you don't. This is why I say you don't need toxic people in your life because it's not good for somebody's mental health. Like, why would you want to hang out with somebody who disses you, puts you down, makes fun of you, talks shit behind your back, but then calls you a fucking friend in your face? Like, my dude, you a fucking fugazi. Get the f out of here. You know what I mean? Forget about it, man. Get the f out of here. I don't need you in my fucking life, dude. You know what I'm saying? people, I, but that's why I don't like toxicity in when it comes to the gaming channel. Why? Because it's not healthy for other people's mental health. You just never know what someone is going through, and if it could trigger somebody, man. It could trigger something, you know. Um. Oh boy. Crazy. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is crazy real talk stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff I could talk about for days, man. This is why I needed to have another channel. But this is the pilot one, you guys. The next time I do a podcast, it will be on the Real Talk podcast. I will put the description. I will put the link in the description after this podcast is done. Please let me know your feedbacks in the Discord, you guys. I would really highly appreciate that. Uh, like they just continuously said, he needed help but didn't immediately give it when he tried walking in front of a car and all kinds of stuff. They only started to care when he ate someone's face. Yo, I think I read something about that. I think I read something about that. My dude, I can't even spell that. What? You're okay, Winter. Yo, Biz, what's up, brother? Bro, you could kick me in the nuts, no repercussions. Oh my goodness, I would. I don't want to do that to you, sir. Whoa, Biz, howdy, Winter. Nah, don't howdy me after that. Simple hi would do. Nah, it's howdy or nothing. I'm fine. I'm your cowboy buddy. You're lost. Preach, says. Preach, Suzuki Shorty. Biz, what's good, my dude? What's good? Good evening to you. Hopefully, you guys are not finding this too deep, too real, and stuff like that. But there are stuff in life that I feel should be addressed and talked about, but people don't want to talk about it. You know, this is what this channel is for. Again, the podcast that talks about everything and anything. I gotta figure that one out. I'll get there. Bro, people are always going to hate something they can't relate to. Exactly. People fear what they don't understand. Exactly. Real talk, not fake. Then why you here, homeboy? Because I'm innocent and angelic, bro. I'm here for the vibes. Aw. I love that, Winter. Thank you. Oh. Don't you lie, you little demon. I'm here because... Hmm? I'm here because of him. That's sweet. If you wrote that. Demon question mark. I can bless a totem just by pointing at it. Yo, bro, I'm gonna get in the shower by my list and got you with that view time. Thank you so much, Biz. Not any demon, just most demonic. This god is. It's true, she is. All these languages, Suzuki straight speaking facts. I'm concerned. Suzuki, that reminds me, my mom once told me how her mom tried to drown her as a baby. Yeah, I know it's dark. Well, one, welcome Ash, and yeah, actually, I do know a story, and this is a true story. There's a buddy of mine, um, he's alive and well. He's alive and well. I visit him ever so often. He was recently diagnosed with lung cancer and everything like that. Again, this person will not be named. But since this is real talk, we're gonna do real talk, alright? So he he was with he was with this girl. He knew this girl since high school. Was a high school sweetheart, and they eventually got married. And when they got married, they had three or four beautiful kids. I think it was three though. Three beautiful kids. And there was one day they were having issues, they were having problems. Something had happened where she snapped. You could actually find this on the news. He actually showed me the clipping of the news. Um, So one day he went to work, like they had an argument the night before. Um, like you never want to go to sleep angry. This is why people, if you're in a relationship, never go to sleep angry. Try to resolve the situation, try to resolve the issue, but never go to sleep angry. So something had happened to the point of where this lady snapped. So my friend, he went to work, and he comes home, and I'll never forget. You hear a fucking scream, dude. I'll never forget that shit. I was outside. I was hanging out with the fellas, and we just heard a big fucking scream, dude. Big fucking scream. We were like, "What the fuck is that?" Then we seen where that was coming from because of my buddy was screaming out the window. My kids called. Well, they called 911, and come to find out, she had drowned all three of his kids. Um, she is currently in the psychiatric ward. She's never getting out. She's doing life. Um, but with him, though, I had asked him, my dude, how do you keep your sanity through something like that? And when you're in the hood, people deal with shit differently. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deals with stuff differently. This is why I say some people find mixed martial arts, some people do yoga. But what my friend said, that he said he drank. I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, right? I'm just telling you what he told me. He said, I drank, dude. I drank. I reflected. I was thinking about killing myself. But then I heard a voice. I heard my kids say, Daddy, don't do it. We're here with you. Live your life. And that's why he continued living. And that's all I'll say about that one. But just know that he's alive and well. I call him, talk to him ever so often. I visit him ever so often. But he's an old school G, you know. But that's how he told me how it happened for him that prevented him from doing anything, you know. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's not it's everybody got problems in life, right? Some people got girl problems, some people got money problems, some people got just problems, you know? But you need to find your way. What I feel is that you need to find your way on how to resolve it, deal with it to the point where you can, if there is such a thing. I mean, I'm not again, everybody is different. I'm not saying because my friend could do it, everybody else could do it. But if he could do it, there's got to be something that one could do to maybe help themselves. You know what I mean? Because again, a friend could only help so much. You know what I'm saying? Like here in the hood, like do you think that he had friends going to him every fucking day to make sure he was good? They did it for like about a month and then that was it. They lived their daily lives and he was on his own. That's life. That's fucking life. And then the person got to deal with that shit. The person got to be alone in the house, in that same fucking house. I don't know how the fuck he did it, man, but God bless that man, dude. Maybe I should have him, if he wants to talk about it one day, maybe I should have him as a guest. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. But anyway, um, to take this way, I feel very sorry for him. What do you mean taking it too deep? I'm just stealing sandwich from you, nothing more to it, boy. He's too busy licking himself and spitted balls in hair. Also, Suzuki, I just found the new video of it. Well, you guys, you know, we so far have touched a little bit of base on what this channel is about. I mean, I could continue going on. Like I just I could literally continue going on. Like so far the stream has been for like what, 1 hour and 15 minutes? It only felt like 10 minutes to me. I get lost in talk and in deep thinking and things like that. So I mean, you guys, this is what the channel is all about. This was just like a little pilot, a little touch. You know what I mean? I mean, we still got a lot of issues to talk about that I would actually like to talk about. You know what I mean? We'll get to the fun stuff eventually, when it comes to the channel, about like aliens, bases on the moon, flat Earth, you know what I'm saying? We'll get into those interesting stuff, I promise you. You have my word, but for right now, I feel we should address this issue. And with that being said, I wanna I wanna say something, and I wanna make stuff very clear to everybody that's here. First and foremost, thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. I hope you found this podcast interesting. I hope you found it deep. I hope you found it maybe something you can take with you. Maybe there might have been something I said that might resonate with you, and you might agree with. And again, maybe there's someone in the world that might need to hear this advice. I really don't know. But I'll never know unless I try. That's one of my philosophies in life. You'll never know unless you try. You know? If you're too scared to try something, then you'll never try it at all. You know? Um, but one thing that I want to say as well is that we all know somebody, again, that's going through a mental health issue, crisis. For me, you know, again, as a human being, for me, I feel I'm only so strong to help somebody for so long. You figure you got 365 days a year. You're helping out with this person, trying to help them out. Times that by three, you know. Sometimes somebody needs a break, man. Because they go going through their own stuff. So with that being said, you guys, I would say if you do know somebody that's out there, and if you are helping somebody that has a mental health issue, help them to to your full potential, to your full capacity. And once you reach your full capacity, you'll know it. Don't don't push yourself any further, because then you'll just end up hating the person who you're trying to help. All right? And that's a fact. So what you need to do sometimes is take a step back, take a step away, and hope and pray that the person gets well and better, but also hope and pray that you have more people for this person that can get help. Don't close this person out your life completely, because that's not something I would ever do. I would never close out someone in my life 100%. Let's make that clear, and I'll say it again. I will never close out somebody out of my life 100%. It may be 99, but it won't be 100. When I say it won't be 100% basically means that I will never in my life plan on texting you saying hi, making sure you're okay. Like I give zero F's about you. That is 100%. But when it's 99%, I'll text you. I'll just make sure you're okay, but I'll keep my distance. Because again, don't push yourself, because then what's going to end up happening? Then you're going to end up maybe having a mental health breakdown. And then who you really going to end up helping? You know what I mean? Some of you Some of you, again, may know somebody. All right. Don't don't neglect the person when they are in the right state of mind. You know what I mean? And I think you guys know what I'm referring to when I mention things like this. All right? And this is goes out specifically to one specific person. Hate is a very big word, so it doesn't really resonate with me. Hate is something you have to do something really super fucked up for me to actually hate you. Like really fucked up for me to hate you. I could dislike you, you know what I mean? I could be like, hey, listen, we gotta have boundaries now. You know what I mean? I have multiple associates who I don't bring to the house. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. If I bring you into my house, into my temple, into my domain, I gotta have 100% trust in you. Not 99.9% trust. I have 100% trust in you if I allow you in my house. You break that trust, hey, you'll never come here again. That's it. Period. You know? But you guys, again, so let me read on the chat real quick. Or Elon Musk finding a way to live on Mars. Hey, listen, that's a good topic to talk about as well. Yeah, I've heard about that, Ash, where the NASA, where they actually have like a little device that works on Mars that can actually produce and generate oxygen. So there is oxygen that they're producing on Mars, but it's only like a little bit. I guess something enough to maybe recharge the oxygen stuff, or something like that. But they have something. Read about it, you guys. They have something. Listen, I like stuff like that. And again, you guys, we will talk about very cool, very interesting conspiracy theory, cool topics. But we will also have our serious topics like this one. You know what I'm saying? Like this one. All right, so let me continue reading on the chat. He told me he's scared of you. You rage on DBD too much. Wait, who rages on DBD too much? Wait, what? He don't care about you. Yeah, hold on. Bro, talking about unrequited love is not that deep. Hatred weighs way too deep on the heart. Gotta get rid of that. Definitely. Uh-huh, sure, bro. What? Yeah, Suzuki, I agree. I think hating someone requires too much emotional effort. Disliking someone is easier. Absolutely. But like, hate, like, you would usually see this stuff in court. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watch this on YouTube, like court breakouts, like, something happens in court, like maybe somebody did something to somebody's kid, so the father would come through and just like that's hate. He's coming through and he's like trying to go over the judge, go over everybody just to get to that one guy, to that one perpetrator. That's hate. That's fucking hate. And hate, I can tell you off the bat, if you have hate in your heart, not only does that make you a very spiteful, hateful person, but nothing good is ever gonna come to you. Have you ever heard of somebody? All right, like, let me ask you guys something. All right. Who do you know that you maybe read about, or who do you know in real life that produces nothing but hate? I mean, I can mention one person that I know that's very hateful. Well, I know a few people that's very hateful, but obviously I'll never say their name. I still got respect. You know what I mean? Respect for that person, regardless if that person doesn't have respect for me. I will always be that bigger man. Trust me. There's sometimes there's trolls in your life that just follow you for like years. And, like it's insane sometimes that happens. Like it hasn't happened to me, maybe, but to other people you got trolls. Hate is yeah, man. There's no turning back from that, man. Hate is something that is gonna sound pretty stupid when I say this because I gotta refer to this as like Star Wars and shit. But yeah, man, the dark side is fucked up. The dark side is really fucked up. When you have hate, there really is no turning back from that, man. You're just a whole different person. Ain't nobody like a hateful person, man. People stay away from shit like that. Cause at least for me, it's like you're a hateful person, and the fuck do I want drama in my life? You could keep your fucking drama, keep that shit out my fucking door. I don't even want to fucking know you. You know, I'm a point. I'm a certain. You guys know I'm 101, right? So I'm 101. I don't have time for drama. Being positive is one of the most hardest things to do in life. And believe me, try it out for a week, you guys. I got a challenge for you. Try to be positive. Matter of fact, let's not say a week. Let's say 3 days. All right? Try to be positive for 3 days at work, at school, in life. Try it out. Really try it out. I bet a lot of people are already like, fuck that shit. I work with a bunch of assholes. The fuck I'm gonna try to be positive. Try to be positive for 3 fucking days with those assholes. Try to be fucking positive, you guys, and you will see how difficult it is to do just for fucking 3 hours with the wrong person. But continue trying it, and then you'll see why it's so difficult to do. But if you could fight through it, overcome it, and become the better person, and still try to spread positivity in this negative ass world, you'll feel better about yourself as a human being. Like I know when I try to spread positivity on stream, for me personally, I feel happy inside. That's why I love streaming. I love spreading the message of trying to support one another, you guys. Really try to support one another when you have the time. Just say hi to somebody if they're streaming. If somebody puts up a video, give them a thumbs up. You don't even got to say hi on comment. Just give them a thumbs up. You know, even if you don't watch the video, just give it a thumbs up. You know, if you don't watch somebody's stream, just type out real quick, "Hey, I can't be in I can't be in your stream. I'm sorry, but I gave you a like. Have a good stream." That's support and love. But anyway, you guys, I could talk on for days, but I'm not gonna do that today. Today, again, you guys, it's a pilot. All right, this is a pilot episode. But please, you guys, let me know what you guys think. Please private DM me. I will definitely be looking for your comments on how you feel about this channel. Maybe you could also DM me too on what topics you guys would want to talk about. For the official channel, well, not for the official video. I'm sorry, on the official channel. Remember, you guys, Real Talk Podcast. All right. Um, Matter of fact, I can't just leave you guys like that. Let's do a beautiful cheers. There you go, you guys. Cheers out to y'all. So, again, you guys, thank you for viewing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for the views. Let me read the chat real quick. Hey, Fear, woo! What's going on, my dude? Shout out, big love to you, to the homie. How are you? Yeah, my brother, I'm doing a podcast now, Real Talk Podcast, where we talk about everything and anything, or or anything and everything. I think everything and anything. Yeah, everything and anything sounds pretty good. Sorry, I'm still working on it. But yeah, Fear, working on a podcast, my dude. And thank you for coming through, showing support. I love you, my dude. Thank you for that. People are hateful because they are insecure. They have nowhere to go in life, so they aim to keep other people at the starting line with them. Exactly. Misery loves company, biz. Exactly. And that's why you got to stay away from people who don't want you to progress in life. You know what I'm saying? What's the point in having a friend or anybody in your life? Imagine you telling your friend, "Yo, I got this job And then the person goes, how long is that gonna last? Like, what the fuck? The fuck is you? Is that a friend? No, it's not. That's a toxic person. You don't need you nobody needs anybody bad in their life unless you really want drama, but nobody needs anything bad in their life, and that's a point blank fact. At least for me, I'm in my age where, listen, I don't want no drama. You go talk to your mama. You know what I mean? I'm not about that. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Who the fuck wants to see drama? There's too much fucking drama out on the streets, out in our government, out in the fucking world. You know? Imagine, you guys, so since we're still talking about mental health real quick, in New York, right, you guys, when the COVID happened, they put dead bodies in a fucking freezer meat truck. Okay? In Brooklyn Hospital, in a Brooklyn hospital, in a Bronx hospital, in a Queens hospital. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you their names, but you could go back, look this up on YouTube, all right? You put in, like, Bronx, what is it? What was it called on the news? Conflicted?
I know the hospital, but
Well, no, you don't say the hospital. I mean, it was on the news where they had like said. Anyway, try to find it on the news. Try to find it on YouTube and stuff like that. Imagine the family. Okay, some of those bodies were there for like fucking year. Like, yo, where's, I haven't received, the ashes to my, I need the body to my, so on and so forth. Oh, we don't have it right now. Meanwhile, it's stuffed somewhere in the back of a fucking meat truck. Or look up Hart's Island, okay? Hart's Island is an island filled with dead bodies in New York that are unmarked. The bodies were never claimed. It's just numbers. Hart's Island, New York City. They were even saying that the soil is contaminated with COVID because they didn't properly, like, they just buried the bodies there. That's it. Bro, listen, I can't make this shit up. COVID is still and was a crazy time. When it first started, it was a crazy time. It's just getting more crazier as it's going on, and I'll leave that alone. That's a whole different topic on that one. They're trying to pull you down because they're already below you, bro. I agree with that. Thank you, Biz. I agree with that. You tell them, Suzuki. Something I actually agree with. Whoa. Wait, Suzuki, when will you be doing your mega stream? Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the mega stream. Sunday morning. Well, yeah, Sunday morning. Oh, no, you're ending. Well, have a good day, Suz. Yeah, I agree, Suz again. Thank you, you guys. But again, you guys, so this is again a little pilot, a little idea of what we're trying to do with Real Talk podcast. Again, where we talk about everything and anything. Yeah, that does sound better. It's catchy. But yeah, you guys. So the podcast will always be like once a week. I'm kind of aiming for the podcast to really be on like Sundays. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Sundays is more like a chill day. Sundays I could definitely stream with you guys. We could have our fun times, and then we could have our night talks, once a week on Sundays, you know. But I will be bringing guests. I'm going to talk to my friend, the one who I was talking about, the one who lost his three kids. We could talk. I'll have some lineups and stuff like that. There may be times where I might be talking with just one-on-one with you guys. You know what I mean? But we're gonna keep on going with this. So thank you again, you guys. I love y'all so much. Oh shoot, get some sleep then. I definitely will. Winter, I definitely will. But again, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing love. Again, please, please hit me up. Send me a message on Discord or on PlayStation, whatever platform you use. Let me know what you guys think about this channel, this podcast. Let me know your real thoughts. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Let me know. So until then, you guys, until tomorrow, actually, until a few hours. I will see you guys. We will do a beautiful live stream where we will have fun together, chill, and jam out on video games. But until tomorrow, you guys, have a wonderful night. Real Talk Podcast. Out. Peace, you guys.